Hi, this is Ginger with the Overdrive Show. Hi, Rico.
Hey, Ginger, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I am just hot. Is it hot there?
Yeah, it's pretty hot in LA.
Probably not in the 90s, though, right?
I would say it's pretty close right now.
It's close, but it's starting to cool down about this time. Like just a little bit, slightly.
Yeah, it's like 88 where I'm at.
Well, I'm so glad to talk to you guys. I got the entire album and enjoying it very, very much. This is an incredible album. So I'm going to let you guys kind of take a lot of the lead because this is our first time introducing our audience to you guys. So if whichever one of you would like to tell us, now this debut album, it's called Make Way, and it's available now. It was out August 9th. So for everybody that's looking for it, it's called Make Way. It's from E58, right? Do you say E58?
Yeah. We say Expression 58 Worship, yeah.
Okay. And so if one of you can take the lead and let people know who Expression 58 is and how this worship album was launched.
Yeah, Rico, go ahead.
What did you say, Sharon?
I said, why don't you go ahead and tell him?
Yeah, so Expression 58, we're a church over in Glendale, and it's just an amazing community of people. We gather every Sunday for worship and to hear the words from our leaders and our pastors, and it's just a beautiful community church. It feels like family. So we started working on songs and writing songs as a community. Over the past year, we actually met for a songwriters retreat last October where we wrote over like 20 songs, I believe. 8 of them are featured on the album. And it just feels like family, and the songs we've been doing at church for a while, and just having the opportunity to sit in them and sing in them and have the community like give us feedback. And we just wanted to put the album out because all the songs we've been doing for a while, and people just wanted to hear them. I wanted to have them in my house so I can listen to as well. And we put the album out, and Make Way Live is just a representation of our community, like its diversity, its heart for worship, its passion for just bringing people and drawing people closer to God. So that's the process, and that's what Expression 58 is all about.
So this church, is it made up of, you were saying diversity, so is it made up of a lot of different styles of people from all different walks of life, or?
Yeah, just even represented on the album, there's so many countries. Like I'm from Barbados. We have people from South Africa, Australia, part of our team, New Zealand. We're from all over America, Canada, and it's just like all this diversity coming together to create kingdom culture and to create kingdom music.
That's a lot of accents in one room.
Yeah.
It's a lot like that.
So, sorry, I know it's difficult when you get more than one people. So Sharon, so you're the daughter of a worship pastor, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So did you feel like always that was kind of where you were headed, or did it kind of just organically happen because of something else? How did you fall into the worship leading category?
Yeah, that's a great question. When I was young, my dad was worship pastor, and he conducted a lot. We had a big orchestra in our church when we were growing up. So I started just playing the violin and singing, and I fell in love with music, but I never really saw myself going in like the worship leading down that road until I went to college, honestly. I always had a deep love for Jesus and for music. And when I graduated college, I thought, when I went into college, I thought that I would be a music teacher. And I did that for a little while. But all throughout college, I was leading worship. And that's really when I felt God really calling me to do that and to music as a whole. My husband and I also do music as well separately. But so I really felt God's call in my life to be a worship leader when I was in college, and found myself leading just kind of all over where I'm from in Georgia, and found my way to Orlando, Florida, and then eventually my husband and I met there, and we moved to California and found Expression. And Expression 58 has been unlike anything I've ever experienced in a church ever. I've always had a deep love for the presence of God and leading people in worship, and bringing people to a place where they can engage themselves with God. But I had kind of felt alone in my process, as I've been leading worship for about 15 years and kind of felt alone all that time. But when we found Expression, it was all these like-minded people from all these different places. And I was like, wow, these people are so hungry for God and his presence, and to know him in a way that is a deep place. And so when we found Expression, it was like, wow, this is what we've been longing for, this type of family. It really does. When Rico says, like, it feels like family, it really does. And when we went on that songwriting retreat last October, we were able to just really get to know each other in a deep way. We didn't just go after, let's write songs. We really went after, let's know each other.
Yeah.
Let's know each other is, and what makes us tick, and what things make us different. And out of that, these songs just came, and then we started singing them at church, and we just started feeling the love of God for one another. That's really the best way I can explain it, is you out of these songs flowed our hearts, and the people could, our family of God there, our team is made up not just of the ones that are on the record, but we have a team of about 35 people, and it just seemed like the love of God was just moving amongst us. And anytime anyone leads worship, I just come to tears, because I'm like, oh, I love that person so much. I know them. I feel like they are my family, like, truly. So I think that's.
Well, that's a really great explanation. Thank you. So Rico, I have a question for you. So is there a song that is special to you personally?
Whoa, that's a big question.
That's loaded, right?
I love all these songs so much. And since listening to the album, when it was released, like, different songs have been taking on different meanings for me, and holding a very great significant place in my heart. Right now, I would say, like, when it was first released, First Love. My friend Jez, he sings the lead on that one. It's so beautiful, and it just takes you on an experience. It's like down to the river you go, and just like experiencing God is like the one and only, like, the first love. And right now, in this moment, one of the songs, Filled with Heaven, I had the opportunity to sing it. I didn't write on that one personally, but that is, like, speaking so much to me right now, because it's just talking about the veil being torn and the full access that we have to Jesus and to God and to the Holy Spirit. And we live in that fullness, and just experiencing that and walking in that and knowing that we have free access and we walk in freedom is just speaking a lot to me right now.
I think that's a great thing about worship songs is if they're anointed, they're written, because the Spirit leads, then their different songs are going to be more meaningful at different times, depending on how your life is changing and altering, and how the songs, have more meaning at different times than others. I love that this is a live album, because there's something about a live recording that makes you feel like you're there. It makes, it feels like if you're in your car jamming along to it, you feel like you've got a church choir in the back seat, and it's just a different call to worship than to hear just a beautiful worship song, which is great too. But when you hear it live like this, it has, such a more, for me personally, a more powerful feeling, because you feel like it's organic, and it's very authentic. I'm curious, what was it like to record this live? What was, was there a decision all along to do it live, or did that kind of just happen after you started recording or started actually working on them?
Well, I can answer, and Sean, you can like chime in too. I know, like when you were just speaking, like even about the songs, like having like different meanings for different moments, and it's so beautiful because like even our first video that we released, Freedom, that Matt Solis sings on,
Uh-huh.
it's so beautiful because it talks about like just having freedom in God and walking with God, and then there's like a song like Love Goes On, like when you want to just feel the presence of God and you just want to jump and skip and be happy and run around, and then Wildfire that Sharon sings on, it's just a song that's so beautiful that you can just sit in and like wow, the goodness of God, the love of God is so big, it's so rich, it's so real. And then there's another song like Secret Garden that you put on in your quiet time and you just listen to how God like intended life to be, how he made you, and it's just so beautiful. And I think like the process of making the live album is so beautiful to capture all of that and also to capture how we worship on Sundays. Because it was our Expression 58 family there with us as we made this album. And in the process leading up to it, it was just beautiful. It's so beautiful and organic that it was like we made the songs, we wrote the songs, and then I remember us talking in meetings after writing these songs. We were like, we just doing them in church, and that was the plan. Like just to do them in church and have people to hear them and see how they do with the congregation, and we just worship with them. And then after that, we realized that people loved them, and people started asking. Because when I first came to the church 2 years ago, I walked in and Sharon was leading worship with her husband Joel, and they were singing a song. I was like, this song is so beautiful. And then for weeks after that, and it was new to the church, I was looking for this song, and it was nowhere because it was a song that they wrote, and they were doing it at church, but it wasn't released yet. And then I think it's just from that urge of people wanting to hear the songs that we decided, you know what, people are asking, hey, how can I have these songs to listen to?
Right.
Where can I find them? All that kind of stuff. Is like, okay, let's make the live recording. And then we got together and decided, you know what, let's make the live album. That's a lot due to our worship pastors too, Dan and Michelle Lutz. Like they really carry the vision for the team. They carry the vision for the album and for the direction that we're going, and we trust them wholeheartedly. And they told us, let's record this album. And we were like, whoa, this is crazy. Like with no expectations on where it would go. It's like, let's do this for our community and see where God takes it. And then we got together, and it was just beautiful to be doing what we do every Sunday. And it really felt like no pressure because it's like, this is all we do every Sunday in and out. And we just did it, and it was beautiful with extra lights and extra crew and everything. But it was capturing the heart of how we worship at Expression 58.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know. So now that you've got this album out, what is next for Expression 58? What are you guys looking at now as far as what's your next focus? I mean, I know the album is obviously very new, so you'll probably get a lot of people asking you possibly to bring your worship to them. Is that something you're going to be doing, or is there something else that you guys are going to take this from here?
I think that we didn't really expect it to be doing what it's doing. Like we did, like we had hope, reach a lot of people. But I think we're all in awe of what God is doing right now, and we're trying to stay in the moment and enjoy that. But at the same time, we feel God already wanting to do another thing. So I think part of the plan is to go on another songwriting retreat, just as family even, and just keep pressing into one another and loving one another and asking Jesus, what do you have next? What do you have next for our body, for LA?
Yeah.
Because our heart really is to serve our family and at our church body at Expression, but also in LA. And we want to hear from God. What do you want to do next? Because we don't believe that this is the only thing. We feel like we definitely birthed something. Like as a team, we birthed something in the spirit, and it will only grow from here. However, the Lord would have it too. But Dan and Michelle led. They're just such amazing leaders. And something that Michelle said last week that just it just set my mind and heart at rest. She was like, this is all great, and we're going to keep on, like, going after the presence of God. We're going to write more songs. We're going to keep going after each other. But, and as awesome as this is, like, we're going to keep the main thing the main thing. It's about Him. It's about Him. It's about His glory to be known across the earth. And that, I can say, like, I really believe every person on our team, that's what we want. We want His glory to go all over the earth. And whatever that looks like in each season, like, that's what we want to do. So I think the next thing for us is probably to just steward this, what He's doing, and steward this album, and then just get back in the secret place and and find out, God, what are you saying next? What do you want to do next? And then just keep coming back and write some more songs and just keep going.
I think,
because I know for all of us, it's like, most of us, it's new territory.
Yeah.
Just with the album debuting at number 3 on the iTunes Christian charts, and then even today finding out that we are on the Billboard charts for Christian downloaded albums, it's like new territory, and like people are excited to have us like at their churches and that kind of stuff, and we're just like praying and like seeing like where this takes us, because we all have dreams to spread the love of God throughout the city, throughout LA, and who knows where God takes us, and we're just open. We're just standing with open arms and saying, hey, God, where do you want to take us? What do you want us to do? And we're excited to just jump on board with whatever God puts in our path.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing you can do. I think the worst thing for a Christian artist to do is to get into an industry rut where it's, write songs, record songs, tour, write songs, record songs, tour, and only do it, and just be the goal. We're going to write right now, and then we're going to cut it off at this time, and then we're going to record, and then we're going to start touring at this date, and then you're going to have to start writing again, and like, getting on that wheel, and not letting things happen, and just be like you're being right now, is just be open to, you don't know what the plans are, except for that you're following the calling of God now, and you're letting the Spirit lead the group and the music, and that's all you can do. And sometimes He only gives us directions and manna for a day, but sometimes He lays out farther ahead, and whatever that is, to be open to that and to follow that is the highest calling. I want people to know how they can learn more about you and find how to purchase your album. So do you have a website for the worship group?
Yeah, if you go to E58Worship.org, so that's E58Worship.org, you can sign up and you can find out more information about future releases and our plans, and you can also get the album Make Way Live on all streaming platforms. You can purchase on iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play. So that's where you can find more information about us and where you can find the album.
Well, it's an incredible album, and if anyone is a fan of people like Bethel Music, Hillsong Worship, anything to that effect, it is an incredible album that just makes you kind of get immersed in worship and the presence of God, and that's what good worship does. It calls your heart and your spirit to the feet of the Savior, and I think you guys did an exceptional job, and we're going to love playing the songs on our show and on our station, and we are so thankful that you guys took a moment to talk to us, and we prayed nothing but blessings on you guys individually, as families, the entire thing, because it is obviously something very special that God has started, and wherever it leads from now, I'm just excited to see where that goes, and we'll follow up with you as your journey continues.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ginger, for having us.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we will post our interview for anyone to listen. We'll tag your social media. So in case you guys want to share the interview with anybody who is curious to hear a little bit more from some of the people in the worship group. So we'll upload it to YouTube and tag all your social media. So
thank you.
Oh, not at all. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a very blessed day, and we'll keep in touch. We'll watch how things develop, and we'll just kind of keep continuing to follow you along your journey, and do some interviews in the future about some more amazing things that start happening.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the love that you guys are showing us and helping us spread these messages.
Hey, I was born in Texas. I'm all about the love. We're big on the love. We love everybody whether they want it or not.
Yes, I love it. That's great.
Well, you guys have a very blessed day and incredible job on the album. Thank you so much.